I'm a Gaelic man. I am a Gaelic man. And because I'm a Gaelic man, I feel a longing. Do you feel it? I feel a longing to connect with my heritage from 1,000 years ago. Do you feel this? Am I the only one? Do you feel this? I feel a longing to connect with my heritage. I feel a longing to remember who I am as a Gaelic man. I feel a drive to remember. Do you feel this? Have you ever felt that longing? Have you ever felt that longing in your bones, in your blood? Do you ever feel the emotion rising within you to remember who you are? To connect with the old sights, to connect with the old music. Sometimes I'm listening to the green fields of France. How do you do, young Willie McBride? Do you mind if I sit here down by your graveside? Which talks about the futility of war. He's in France, an Irish guy in France. He's looking at Willie McBride, who fought probably for the British Army, I imagine. And the futility of him dying. And us being told that this war was to end wars. The Second World War was to end wars. Did it end wars? Were they telling us the truth? Were they telling us the truth that war was going to end wars? Were they telling us the truth? Has war ended? Oh yeah, war has. War actually, in fairness, when we were growing up, the war in the West had ended to some extent. But I don't think it's ended anymore. We had a brief period of peace. And the futility of that young Willie McBride just dying. What was the point in it? And it's a longing. It's a longing I feel, and I don't think I'm the only one. Do you feel this longing to remember who you are, to connect with the old sites, connect with who the Gaelic people were, the Brehon Law, the old education system, how our families were? And that doesn't mean we have to live like they did 1,000 years ago, but it's a cycle. The cycle's repeating, and maybe we can take the good from 1,000, 2,000 years ago and bring it into today, but also take our modern world into account. So we're not living like the Amish, although the Amish, I don't think there's nothing wrong with what they do, but we're not necessarily living like the Amish, but we're taking what was good from the old Gaelic people and bringing it into today. Because there is cycles. I really feel that there's cycles. There's 2,000. We have a nighttime and daytime, which is a cycle that happens over and over and over again. We also have winter and summer, which is a cycle. I don't think I have to convince you that both of those things are cycles and they are real and they happen. But I think there's longer cycles as well. There's a 2,000 year cycle. I know it's not exactly 2,000 years, but I'm not going to... It doesn't matter. It's roughly 2,000 year cycle. And within that cycle, there's 1,000 years of winter and 1,000 years of summer. And I could make the argument that Ireland has gone through 1,000 years of winter. And we're coming into the spring now. We're starting to see the seeds bloom. We're starting to see things grow. That old oak, which is the last tree to get leaves, is starting to grow little buds. I don't know if you've noticed this. We're coming into this new cycle for the Gaelic people. And things are beginning to grow again. We've gone through the pain. We've carried our cross. We've got to this point. And now things are starting to grow again. Now things are starting to get good again. Now we're remembering the Tuatha Dé Danann and the protection we have. Now we're remembering the goddess. And we're remembering Ireland. And we're looking at the old sites. And sometimes I go to the old sites and I sit a standing stone and I meditate and I try to feel the feeling, try to feel the connection and the power. And sometimes I don't. And sometimes I do. So I don't know what the difference is with that. Maybe it's me, maybe it's the site. I don't know what the difference is with that. But there are cycles. And I know I'm not the only one feeling this longing. The music really stirs the soul. I really feel like the music stirs the soul. And, you know, when I listen to the Furies and he's talking about his old man dying, I feel it. I feel that connection he had with his dad. When he's talking about Willie McBride, who was killed, or the young man going to the ship on the Leary to go and fight in foreign wars for foreign powers, foreign empires. And why did they let him go? Why did they let their young 18-year-old man go? To die on foreign soil. I feel it. I feel the pain of that father and that mother. Music really stirs the soul. And we're coming into a new time of freedom, prosperity, and remembering who we are. That's why storytelling, art, music of today, the storytelling, art, music of today, if you can see something, a painter, a really good painter can see something in a leaf, can see something magic in a leaf. And he can paint that, and I can't do the painting, I'm not talented in that way, but I can go and look at that painting and I can see the magic that he saw through his painting. Even though I can't do the art, I can feel the connection to that painting. And what really stirs my soul is the music, really good music, especially Gaelic music. That's what really stirs my soul. And storytelling, the Gaelic people, storytelling. That's why if you are Gaelic, collect the stories, collect the music, collect the anecdotes. Be who you are, remember who you are. Collect those stories and be able to retell those stories. Collect the stories. And I'm saying this to me as much as anyone else. Remember who you are. Collect the stories, retell the stories, tell the music, learn how to play the music. Paint if you're talented in that way, or draw. And yes, we can use Photoshop and modern applications. Well, that's absolutely fine. And AI, a lot of people I respect don't like AI, but I think it is part of life now and we can use it. But we should rely on ourselves. We should rely on ourselves mostly, and our own talents, but use tools. We've always used tools. It's okay to use tools. And that's why it's important to remember the ancient practices. Remember the language. Remember the language. I'm doing Irish with Molly because I want to remember the language. Remember the language. Remember the traditions. Remember the gods. Remember our connection to the land, to Ireland. Our connection to the land, our connection to the sacred and beautiful and scenic, beautifully scenic places. Our spiritual connection to the spiritual places in Ireland. They will never go away. The beauty will never go away. So if you are Gaelic, remember the traditions and bring them into today. Bring them forward. Remember the stories. Retell the stories. Recreate the stories. And read the books. I'm reading some books at the moment. The Druid Code and the Round Towers of Ireland and others. Remember the stories. Bring them into today. And the most important thing, connect with other people. So online, watch these videos. Watch. Go back and watch all my videos. That will help you. And hit a like. Hit a like and subscribe and go back and watch all my videos. That will help. But joking aside, really just connecting with people, whether it's online or in person. Like those festivals, that festival in Leitrim or other festivals, or I went to see a storyteller who had a band behind him a little while ago in Dunleary. It was incredible. And just connecting with those ways, remembering who you are through tradition, through the music, through the culture is so, so, so important. So I'm asking you, remember who you are.